pleasure of welcoming great supporters and friends from INMA. He's the president, and then of course L. Wilkinson, and then Doreen is heading the work in Africa.
Honored that you're hosting us today. We look forward to a positive exchange of ideas and strategies to make our industry better. With me is Al Wilkinson. He's President and Executive Director of International News Media Association. All right, guys. And we're happy to have him here. I'll let him tell you guys more about him and why he's here.
I would leave you with the idea about Business Days. No platform can take it. No AI can replicate it. No competitor can buy it. So here's a little advice. Defend it. Build it. Invest in it. Because folks, the decade ahead is going to belong to news organizations that are unmistakably themselves. They're not boring. They're not neutral. Who are you? Answer that question and you'll figure out the next one. Thanks a lot.
As Nigeria stands at a critical turning point, we move beyond the conversation of mere survival. This year, Business Day presents the 2026 edition of the CEO Forum, themed From Stability to Shared Prosperity. Join the nation's most influential CEOs, policymakers, and business leaders with keynote insights from Taiwo Oyedele, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, and the Central Bank Governor, Olayemi Kadoso, alongside a powerful lineup of voices shaping Nigeria's economic future. Happening on the 16th of July 2026 here in Lagos. For more information, call Uchenna on 0809 645 3535 or Shegun on 0812 024 3167 or Daniel on 0802 756 4653. This is not just a conference. It's where conversations become decisions that shape the future of business.
One of the things I mentioned during my session was that a lot of fintechs are not fintechs at all. They're just payment providers. And we're still just focused primarily on the first layer of finance. There is so much more that needs to be layered on top of what already exists. And nothing else helps to harness that next layer, or to unlock that next layer, like having solid infrastructure as a foundation and having intelligence that takes advantage of the data and is able to offer better solutions to the customers and to the businesses that we serve. Innovation will always be way ahead of regulation. But what we'll see that in Nigeria, we've actually been very fortunate because the kind of regulators we have are regulators that have been forward-looking. Over the last few years, the posture of the CBN, for instance, has been relatively altered to a more engaging industry stakeholder alignment kind of regulator. That's the way the future will be like. What we see if you go across other places in Africa is that regulators are not as engaging as that. That doesn't mean that our regulators are perfect, no, but there's still much work to be done, but at least we're way better than in other jurisdictions today.
I think each part of Africa is building its own strength in terms of how they want to drive payments. So if you look at East Africa, you see that the mobile money payments is thriving. If you look at the southern part of Africa, it's largely cards dominated payments. In our part of the world is what we know as instant transfer or RTP, real-time payments. So I think it's a conversion of all of these form factors, particularly leveraging what I know or what we know as tokenized payments. So if you look at the existing way a consumer pays with a merchant today at the store, as simple as it may appear, it's still fraught with a number of complex paths. I think tokenization contactless is one of the fastest ways that we can bridge that gap, and it's something that we are investing heavily in and will continue to drive within the market. I think we've made a big difference from the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think the gap that we need to close is financial literacy, because financial literacy also helps people to be able to embrace new payment form factors. I talked about contactless. There are a lot of misgivings or misinformation going about contactless, but that financial literacy can help guide. Financial literacy also helps equip and protect people from fraud. I think that's a lot of work that us as players in the ecosystem, the banks, the regulators, the fintechs, need to invest more in terms of helping people understand how to be financially literate so that they can make sound and wise financial decisions.
One of the challenges that we're having today is, typical customer wants their transactions to be fast, speed of transactions, safety, compliance, secured, and Platinum is doing all of that today because today I can tell you for a fact that we have one of the fastest transfers in the entire fintech ecosystem. Transactions are in minutes. The maximum amount of time you can wait for a transaction, be it local or global, is 24 hours. We also guarantee you safety and security. I can tell you for a fact that you cannot share your account details with the next person, be it your brother, your wife. You have to do a self-verification before you log into your platform, so you can rest assured that, of course, your funds are safe and secure, and only you can access your funds at any point in time. Not only that, we have really good limits for you. We have the business app, we have the personal app. So if you're an individual, you can create multi-currency wallets with us, get your virtual cards, Apple Pay enabled cards, and if you're also a business owner, you can create a business account with us, download our business app, and you can do our easy limits with us. The good thing is, if you're using Platinum today, you don't have to worry about the speed, the security, and of course the good limits and peace of mind, really. So we give you all of that if you're a Platinum.
I think fintech cuts across lifestyle. Initially or years back, when you talk about fintech, people only think about payment. They think about just technology. But as we continue to unpack the use cases, it's becoming clearer that fintech is about almost every aspect of our lifestyle, from agriculture to health to logistics to electronic commerce. It is now more around how do we embed payment technology into our value creation and to our value creation opportunities. So it's okay. I think the space is big enough to accommodate more and more stakeholders. What is most important is that we should be solving a problem at every point in time.
For us at Oxygen X, we offer credit and consumer loans to individuals, businesses, and SMEs. And our role in all of this is to ensure that we can democratize access to credit and access to loans. And what better way to do that than being in an environment where you have other fintechs and other players talking about how they're providing access to innovative solutions. And then for us, we are then saying, if we're going to be able to play in this industry, we need to be part of the ecosystem conversation where we're already asking ourselves, how do we plug into the solutions? We don't want to build things in silos. We want to be able to build our solutions in collaboration with other players in the industry. While we are trying to offer loans, we know there are a lot of lending companies across the globe, right? But how can we all work together collaboratively, not as competition, to ensure that even though we're giving access to loans, we are working with a unified system? Take, for example, the credit bureau. This is one unified system that everyone works with. How can we get to that point where we have a strong decisioning system that everyone can also tap into and use, and make sure that by the time we're giving access to loans to this kind of individuals, there's a high propensity for them to repay pay, and we are lending our voice in the industry generally.
The earlier we start understanding that this is a disruptive technology which also has the opportunity, the potential also to be a bit chaotic, the better for us. So we start learning how to govern and how to make AI a bit more human, coming out of that black box mentality that it's known for, so that it can be trusted and it can be used along the line. The regulator should be in front of the curve. The wave is coming. It's here actually. If you can't regulate what you don't understand, so for the regulators not to be a stop in this wheel or a spanner in this wheel, is better for the regulator to get ahead of it. Trainings, hiring of skilled people, and all of that would be a good place to start. And also evolving, understanding the models, and trying to see how they can help regulate it. I do not think there is a stop to AI. I can't really see it in the horizon. It's come and it's come to stay. So the earlier we start understanding how it is, the better for regulation.
AI being disruptive, you have to make it or use it to your advantage, probably in transaction monitoring or in fraud detection and the likes. But it's not all fraud, because AI has picked, or an AI model has picked a transaction for fraud just because probably the user left a location and is transacting in another location does not mean the transaction itself is not legitimate. So what we're trying to do is, why don't you go a step further in asking for more information about that transaction, like authentication, like OTP and the likes. So those are things that can give a win-win both to you on the platform side and also delighting your customer at the end of the day.
There is this understanding that the tools, AI and blockchain, are very important. They're very important in the economy generally, and in particular in the financial space. And all of the players understand this, they realize this, and not only do they realize this, they are taking reasonable, incredible steps to incorporate these tools into their operations in order to optimize their operations. And this also is a signal to the regulators to ensure that they are on board, they follow through, they keep in touch with the movement of the private sector, and instead of frustrating the efforts of the private sector, they accelerate the efforts of the private sector.
It was another success record for the Nigeria fintech space as BusinessDay Media Limited hosted its annual fintech summit yesterday, convening industry leaders, policymakers, and innovators to examine the evolving landscape of financial technology and its impact on Nigeria's economy. The gathering served as a platform for robust discussions on digital payments, financial inclusion, regulation, and emerging technologies shaping the future of finance. Frank Iwogun, publisher of BusinessDay, in his welcome address delivered by Innocent Una, Deputy Editor-in-Chief, noted that access to the financial services is no longer the problem as it used to be, but sustainability. The publisher noted that the future of fintech space in Nigeria will only be shaped by the nation, but through collective ideas and proper implementation. Stanley Jacob, President, Fintech Association of Nigeria, delivering his keynote address, revealed that Nigeria is in danger of losing intelligence and peace in its financial system while it conquered access. In his words, access without intelligence is like a road leading to nowhere, describing access as an infrastructure for inclusion and intelligence as an infrastructure for transformation.
One of the things I mentioned during my session was that a lot of fintechs are not fintechs at all. They're just payment providers, and we're still just focused primarily on the first layer of finance. There is so much more that needs to be layered on top of what already exists, and nothing else helps to harness that next layer, or to unlock that next layer, like having solid infrastructure as a foundation and having intelligence that takes advantage of the data and is able to offer better solutions to the customers and to the businesses that we serve.
Industry presentation by Abidemi Asumo, who represented the Chairman Committee of E-Business, Laolu Adewale, focused on the need to restore trust in the Nigeria fintech and digital ecosystem. Asumo, who is the Vice President of CEBIH, revealed that binding service level agreements in the digital ecosystem share dispute resolution that leverages AI, among others, must be put in place to restore trust in the fintech ecosystem.
For us at Oxygen X, we offer credit and consumer loans to individuals, businesses, and SMEs. And our role in all of this is to ensure that we can democratize access to credit and access to loans. And what better way to do that than being in an environment where you have other fintechs and other players talking about how they're providing access to innovative solutions. And then for us, we are then saying, if we're going to be able to play in this industry, we need to be part of the ecosystem conversation where we're already asking ourselves, how do we plug into the solutions? We don't want to build things in silos. We want to be able to build our solutions in collaboration with other players in the industry. While we are trying to offer loans, we know there are a lot of lending companies across the globe, right? But how can we all work together collaboratively, not as competition, to ensure that even though we're giving access to loans, we are working with a unified system? Take, for example, the credit bureau. This is one unified system that everyone works with. How can we get to that point where we have a strong decisioning system that everyone can also tap into and use, and make sure that by the time we're giving access to loans to this kind of individuals, there's a high propensity for them to repay, and we are lending our voice in the industry generally.
The panel session, packed with industry experts, focused on different perspectives of intelligence finance, on how AI and data is rewriting financial services. They spoke on the need to adopt all necessary intelligence tools like AI, data, blockchain, among others, and how they can be positively used to scale the fintech ecosystem. The first fireside chat session, titled Unicom Without Exits, Who Owns Africa's Fintech Boom, was held by the managing partner, We Capital, Olu Oyison, and moderated by Arese Ugu, writer, filmmaker, and capital market strategist. The second fireside chat with Vice President and Head West Africa, Visa, Andrew Ubao, moderated by the Executive Director, BusinessDay Foundation, Lily Adimefe, also focused on measures shaping Nigeria's fintech ecosystem. The COO of OPay, Dotun Daniel, delivering his keynote speech, lamented that every board deck in African fintech today is not telling the true story of what inclusion should be, which is the financial progress per user, decision systems built, users actually empowered, lives measurably changed, and financial health scores. He said it is crucial to look at a future where intelligence, infrastructure, and inclusion come together to prefer true inclusion that reflects positively to the common man on the streets.
The regulator should be in front of the curve. The wave is coming. It's here actually. If you can't regulate what you don't understand, so for the regulators not to be a stop in this wheel or a spanner in this wheel, is better for the regulator to get ahead of it. Trainings, hiring of skilled people, and all of that would be a good place to start, and also evolving, understanding the models, and trying to see how they can help regulate it. I do not think there is a stop to AI. I can't really see it in the horizon. It's come and it's come to stay. So the earlier we start understanding how it is, the better for regulation.
I think each part of Africa is building its own strength in terms of how they want to drive payments. So if you look at East Africa, you see that the mobile money payments is thriving. If you look at the southern part of Africa, it's largely cards-dominated payments. In our part of the world, is what we know as instant transfer or RTP, real-time payments. So I think it's a conversion of all of these form factors, particularly leveraging what we know as tokenized payments. So if you look at the existing way a consumer pays with a merchant today at the store, as simple as it may appear, it's still fraught with a number of complex paths. I think tokenization, contactless, is one of the fastest ways that we can bridge that gap, and it's something that we are investing heavily in and will continue to drive within the market.
As the summit drew to a close, stakeholders reaffirmed their commitment to fostering innovation, strengthening regulatory frameworks, and expanding financial inclusion across the country, while the conversations and insights shared underscored the need for sustained collaboration among industry players to unlock the full potential of fintech in the country.
One of the challenges that we're having today is, typical customer wants their transactions to be fast, speed of transactions, safety, compliance, secured, and Platinum is doing all of that today because today I can tell you for a fact that we have one of the fastest transfers in the entire fintech ecosystem. Transactions are in minutes. The maximum amount of time you can wait for a transaction, be it local or global, is 24 hours. We also guarantee you safety and security. I can tell you for a fact that you cannot share your account details with the next person, be it your brother, your wife. You have to do a self-verification before you log into your platform, so you can rest assured that, of course, your funds are safe and secure, and only you can access your funds at any point in time.
Norma Obuna for Business Day Television.
For 25 years, Business Day has delivered credible journalism, intelligent analysis, and decision-shaping insights to Nigeria and Africa's business community. Introducing Africa's first AI-integrated website, enhanced with powerful new capabilities. At the heart of the new platform is the AI-enabled chatbot, built to help you navigate stories faster, ask questions, get summaries, and access deeper context instantly. Text-to-speech functionality, allowing you to listen to articles on the go.
The Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, has recorded an 11.8% growth in air traffic.
Whether you're commuting, driving, or multitasking, Business Day now moves with you. And with our new language translation feature, our journalism becomes even more accessible. You can select your preferred language, thereby expanding reach across diverse audiences in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. This innovation reinforces our commitment to being not just a news platform, but also a smart, accessible, and future-ready business intelligence hub. As we celebrate 25 years of impact, we step confidently into the future, powered by technology, driven by credibility, and focused on you. Visit the new Business Day website today and experience the future of news.
I am, of course, a great admirer of the impeccable credibility, professionalism, and business savviness of Business Day. If you really mean business in Nigeria, start your day with Business Day.
Business Day is West Africa's leading provider of business intelligence and information, delivering premium content across diversified media platforms, including online, mobile, and print. Since its inception in 2001 with a weekly newspaper production, Business Day has expanded its reach to provide exclusive content accessible through print, mobile, and online channels. At Business Day, our mission is clear: to be the foremost provider of business and financial content, empowering readers to make informed decisions in Nigeria and Africa. Since our establishment, we have been committed to delivering insightful, relevant, and accurate information about Nigeria's business and finance environment, while contextualizing the impact of global events. We monitor the stock market, analyze the companies driving it, and report on government policies and their economic implications. From decoding market trends to dissecting economic shifts, we offer actionable investment ideas and serve as a compass for decision-makers navigating complexity. Beyond headlines, Business Day fosters discussions on critical economic issues through impactful conferences and events. These platforms bring industry leaders together to share narratives that drive innovation and spark meaningful dialogues. Our events galvanize connections, bridging the gap between inspiration and achievement. For businesses seeking visibility, our strong digital presence offers unparalleled opportunities, with millions of followers across social media and a dynamic website attracting visitors from within and outside Nigeria. Business Day is the ideal platform to boost visibility for your products and services. If you're looking for in-depth analysis and expert opinions on Nigeria and Africa's business landscape, Business Day is your guide.
Hello and welcome to the big story right here on Business Day Television. My name is Elizabeth Musa. The push for state police has gained momentum as the Constitutional Amendment Bill moves through the ratification process by the State House of Assembly. While proponents argue that decentralizing policing could improve Nigeria's security response, critics warn that without strong safeguards, it could become a tool for political control and deepen existing divisions. Joining us to examine the legal and democratic implications of state police is human rights lawyer Festus Ogun. Thanks so much for joining the show, Festus.
Thank you very much for having me.
Right. Let me start with the premise. The state police bill has cleared the National Assembly and is now before the state assemblies. From a constitutional and legal standpoint, what does this move mean for Nigeria's policing structure?
The state police bill that was introduced by the president as an executive bill is a commendable move towards enhancing the security architecture of this country. I have consistently maintained the position that the unitary police formation that we practice in this country is not sustainable to the kind of country that we find ourselves. We have a country peopled by over 200 million people. We have a country that has 36 states with extremely wide landmass. Why then should we have a policing structure that is only answerable to the president? So when something happens in a village, you cannot decisively take an action on that security breach that happened in that village until it travels all across from the police post up to the Inspector General of Police in Abuja. That is not sustainable, and that does not even reflect what federalism is truly about. So I believe that the attempt to amend the Nigerian constitution to reflect state policing is a true reflection of what federalism is truly about. When we have a country like ours that practices federalism, then the powers of government should be shared between the state, local, and federal government. The security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government, both for the federal, state, and local government. Then it is a very good and commendable initiative, good move, for us to have our state police system, for us to have a security architecture that polices the state, the people of each state. So we've been consistently calling the governors the chief security officer of their states, but prior to now, that is a lie, because the governors are not the chief security officers, because the security apparatus in those states are not even answerable to the governors. They are not answerable to even the state legislature. So why should the security of a state lies in the hand of the man in Abuja? Is unsustainable, and that has even protracted the crisis, the security crisis that we've had in the country. So I believe that the attempt to amend the constitution to reflect state policing is commendable, and it will go a long way in addressing the security challenges that is bedeviling our country.
And I did see on TV, on another television station the other day, Buba Galadima arguing that the state police could be abused by governors and political actors, especially ahead of the 2027 elections. How valid are these concerns?
I don't think that should be a valid justification for not having a state police. We need to start anyway. We need to start state policing. Whether the governors would abuse it or otherwise should not be the reason that the state police should not happen. I have consistently made the point that in Southwest, for instance, we have Amotekun, and they are doing fantastic work. Are we saying that because Amotekun could be, weaponized by the governors, it shouldn't have been passed in the first place? In the north, we have Ishba that are enforcing Islamic laws. In the north, they are also doing in their own right. They are also enforcing these laws. Are we saying that they are being weaponized by the governors? What I think needs to be done is to put in measures that will make these institutions of ours independence of the executive. I do not believe that the Nigerian security architecture should be an extension of the executive arm of government, just like Dr. Lisa Agbakoba said some few days ago. I firmly align with him in my view that we need independent institutions that will be loyal to the people, that will be loyal to the institution of government than anyone in the executive. The Nigerian police force should generally be like the Independent National Electoral Commission, should naturally be like the National Population Census Commission. They should be naturally independent. Same with the policing structure. While they may be susceptible to abuse, I do not believe that we should completely throw the child away with the bathwater. I believe that what we need to do now, that we are foreseeing that it may likely be abused by the governor, is to put constitutional safeguard and guardrail that will protect that institution from being exploited by the governors and other political actors against their opponents and critics in those states.
Right.
But the concern, the concern by the like of Buba Galadima that it will be exploited by the governor is not valid enough for us not to have a state policing, because Rome was not built in a day. And I also believe that over time there will be reform, there will be review of the law to ensure that it meets the yearning and aspiration of our people. But whether we need state police or not is not even a question that should come for debate.
Right. I hear you when you say that Rome was not built in a day, rightly so. But we see that Nigeria has a history of concerns around the misuse of security institutions. So what safeguards would you say must be in place to prevent the state police from becoming an instrument of oppression for its citizens?
Elizabeth, I must tell you that the only thing we need to do is for there to be consequences for impunity. When a police officer arbitrarily violates the rights of our people, because it's innate in human to abuse when they are in a position of power, the first thing they need to do in that constitutional amendment is to ensure that when there are violations perpetrated by police officers, there must be consequences. Clearly defined consequences, and those consequences will not be defeated on the altar of technicality or on the altar of administrative hierarchy, bureaucracy. So, citizens are converging to protest. You want to stop them from protesting, which is illegal. You go ahead to open firearm on them, spray tear gas on them, and violate their fundamental rights. And at the end of the day, you walk quietly back to your police command and life continues. Those ones should not happen. There should be consequences. A police officer that collects bribe, what are the consequences? It should be clearly stated in the Constitution. Unless and until there are consequences, then the impunity would continue, even at the federal level. Secondly, we must even change the nomenclature. Calling the Nigerian police a force still reflects a colonial mentality, a colonial heritage, because we've got the current policing formation in Nigeria.
Right.
Is an heritage of colonialism. The Nigerian police force should be a service to the Nigerian people. We should call it Nigeria Police Service, not Nigeria Police Force that inflicts pain, agony, and force on our countrymen. So that even these officers would understand that they are making service to our countrymen. They are making service to the states where they are domiciled. And most often than not, these states should recruit their police officers from their people, from their own. So if, for example, a police officer in my local government, whom I know his father's house, I know his mother's house, now goes ahead to shoot another person, he knows the consequences. We need police officers that also understand the security terrain of their area. You will see the DPO of a local government in Ogun State is from Borno, is from Kwara. How will he understand the security dynamics of that place? So these are the things that I believe should be incorporated in the enactment, but principally there must be consequences for breach of law by any of these police officers.
Fine. I see very solid points you've made there, but one of the major concerns is the fear of ethnic and religious bias in recruitment and operations. How are we sure that we can ensure that Nigeria ensures that state police protect all residents regardless of origin, especially with the kind of setting or the kind of structure where we have, where we see that there's deep entrenchment of ethnic bias and religious bias in our country?
I'll make 2 points there. The first is that there must be an avenue for the public to make complaints. And the police in each of these states must create independent department that will critically look into those complaints, no matter how frivolous they may appear. That is one. 2, I also believe that there must be room for legislative oversight on the actions of the police. The police must be answerable to the legislature. That is how it is in every other part of the world. They should not be answerable to the governor. They should be answerable to the legislature. So, when they are answerable to the legislature would hold them accountable when these concerns of bias come into play. But I will maintain the view that those that should be recruited into the police of each state should be largely populated by indigents and residents of those states. How can let's assume that I want to join the police for the purpose of this conversation. Why should I apply to Kano State Police Service Commission? Why? I've been to Kano maybe once or twice, but I don't know the terrain of Kano. I don't know the political terrain. I don't know the social terrain. I don't know the religious terrain. Yet, I will be sent to Kano to police the people there. Which justifies my view that the majority of those that would be providing security architecture for the states should be from those states. They should not be people from other states. The majority should be from that state, so as to make protection for their own states. You know, our Yoruba people will say, "Nkan ti wa, ó yàtọ̀ sí nkan tèmi." What belongs to me is different from what belongs to us. When you see that you are providing security for your own people, you will not give room for compromise. You will not kill your country. You will not kill your brother, someone that you know is your brother. You will not kill that kind of person. You will not maltreat them. You will be fair and just. Because when you leave the police, you are returning to your very own people. You are returning to your home. So that gives everybody a sense of responsibility. And I think that will go a long way in this agitation and campaign for community and state policing.
Right. I hear everything you've said, but I think I picked one very cogent point there, where you talked about the fact that we must there must be some sort of legislative oversight to what the police is doing, and it ties into the question I was going to ask you about if the state police should be fully controlled by the state government, or if there should be an independent oversight structure to guarantee accountability. But I think you've already mentioned that there must be some sort of legislative oversight. But let's look at the countries with decentralized policing systems, which you've talked about. You've made some comparison during the course of your conversation, talking about other countries. These countries we're talking about with decentralized policing systems, what lessons can Nigeria learn as it considers this major reform?
So, aside from issue of state policing, I have advocated elsewhere that the reform should incorporate community policing. Community policing. Let each community has its own policing structure under the state policing structure. Each community. So that this issue of bandits, this issue of security breach, they will be taken care of, because security issue is local and they must be addressed locally. When I was growing up in the village, when you hear that there is a security breach, maybe someone's 2 bags of yam has been stolen from the barn, you can averagely predict the kind of persons that could perpetrate such acts. And most often than not, you will be correct. I remember over 2 decades ago, when my dad's shop was broken into. When my dad reported, the police in our area at the time were able to predict who and who could have done such acts, and they could not be more correct when they started their investigation. That is the beauty of community policing, and that is what obtains in America. That's what obtains in Canada. That's what obtains even in Britain, where we got our colonial heritage, but we never copied their style of policing, right? What we are saying is that community policing is the backbone of any serious policing architecture of any country. Local policing. Those local police understand the local dynamics of the local government. So if there is a security breach, the DPO can call on the king. Sir, what is happening in this community? What is happening in this area? The king can say, oh, we know the father of that person. Let's go and meet him. We know the mother. Let's go and meet him. Oh, he is most likely going to be in the farm. He's most likely going to be in the church. He's most likely going to be in the mosque. That's the beauty of community policing. It brings policing closer to the people, and it brings the security provided by the government very closer to the people. This is what works in all other places. The only difference is that in those places, the police officers and the security architecture are loyal to the country. They are loyal to the state. They are loyal to their local communities. In Nigeria, police officers are an extension of the executive arm of government. It should not be so. We want the policing structure to be as independent as the Independent National Electoral Commission. They must be answerable to the legislature alone and to the people. When the police begins to answer solely to the governor, where the governor can wake up and and remove the police chief, then the policing system will just be an extension of the executive, which is not good for our democracy because our governors are likely to abuse it. They are likely to abuse it against critics, activists, freedom fighters, and even their opponents. So the lesson we need to learn from them is to adopt their community style of policing and to make the policing system completely independent, so that the person who is the police chief, the commissioner of police of a state, will not be afraid that if they make a critical investigation that affects the interest of the governor will remove them. Thankfully, there is a provision in the bill that guarantees tenure of office for police chief. So no governor will just wake up and say you have to go. Just like our presidents have been doing for the IGPs. They just wake up and say, no, you have to go. Or once there is a new president, the current Inspector General of Police will be prepared to leave. It should not be so. And I'm very happy that amendment to the Constitution is reflecting that.
Thank you. It was really great to hear you talk about community policing. I think that's a very brilliant suggestion. But is this not in any way, is that not the same thing with the vigilante groups that we have?
Vigilante groups are not the same as community policing in the real sense of it, being that they are not a creation of law. They are just an organization, a paramilitary organization that, assists the community to achieve their objectives, their security objectives. But when we are talking about community policing, this are state security architecture, properly organized and well trained. If you are invited by a vigilante for investigation, you might not go because they are not backed by law to you are not compelled by law to answer to them.
Right.
But you are bound by law, by the Constitution, to answer to the police. So I believe that the police is properly structured, is an institution of government, and they are accountable to the people.
Thank you for that clarity. While I'll need to let you leave, right, just a final question. At this stage of the constitutional amendment process, what should Nigerians be paying the closest attention to before state police becomes a reality?
Nigerians should start by demanding for a copy of the bill.
Okay.
I don't know, have you seen the bill?
I haven't actually.
A lot of Nigerians have not seen the bill. And as much as I commend the president for the initiative, I am afraid that we are being needlessly hasty. Yes, I can understand that it's very imperative, but the security situation has always been there. We cannot afford to make a law hastily now that will then affect us gravely in the future. Whatever is made a law now will be very difficult to amend because constitutional amendment is not a joke. You need about 24 states out of the 36 states to assent to the provision of those amendments. That means the state assembly they have to do so. So barely 48 hours after the president transmitted the bill to the National Assembly, the National Assembly passed it. What is the haste about? There was no room for debate. There was no public hearing. Nothing. Is that good for our democracy? I do not think so. I believe that what we should be paying attention to right now is how we can make our contribution. This police service that is about to be enacted is enacted for the people of Nigeria. We must have a say. The process of enacting this bill into constitutional amendment must reflect the wills and aspirations of our people. Our people must be carried along. I understand the good intention, but we have to make contribution because our leaders are not perfect. Everywhere in the world, citizens are given opportunity to make comments, to make commentaries, to make suggestions on provisions of the law. But we have not even seen it. At the National Assembly, there was not even room for debate. Some would say that, oh, they are following the urgency of time. But I disagree. We cannot sacrifice enacting a very good law that will benefit our people on the altar of speed. I'm asking again, what is the haste about? The security situation has always been there. It has always been there. So we need to enact a policing system in our constitution that the provisions are very clear, that the provisions will protect the fundamental rights and dignity of our people, that would ensure that the governors do not weaponize the policing system in those states against their opponents, that will ensure that the policing system is adequately funded, that will ensure that the policing system is independent, that will ensure that the policing system is accountable to the people, and that it will ensure that the policing system is held accountable when they are in breach of any law or the rights of our people. But we have not even seen the law, and that worries me a lot.
Well, thank you very much, Barrister Festus Ogun, for your time this morning on The Big Story. Really insightful conversation there. Thanks for the clarity. Thank you for your submissions today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Well, that's where we'll leave it this morning on The Big Story. We've examined state police as a security solution or as a political risk, and it was really great speaking to Barrister Festus Ogun on this topic. Up next is Social Listening. Do stay with us.
I am, of course, a great admirer of the impeccable credibility, professionalism, and business savviness of BusinessDay. If you really mean business in Nigeria, start your day with BusinessDay.
BusinessDay is West Africa's leading provider of business intelligence and information, delivering premium content across diversified media platforms, including online, mobile, and print. Since its inception in 2001 with a weekly newspaper production, BusinessDay has expanded its reach to provide exclusive content accessible through print, mobile, and online channels. At BusinessDay, our mission is clear: to be the foremost provider of business and financial content, empowering readers to make informed decisions in Nigeria and Africa. Since our establishment, we have been committed to delivering insightful, relevant, and accurate information about Nigeria's business and finance environment, while contextualizing the impact of global events. We monitor the stock market, analyze the companies driving it, and report on government policies and their economic implications. From decoding market trends to dissecting economic shifts, we offer actionable investment ideas and serve as a compass for decision makers navigating complexity. Beyond headlines, BusinessDay fosters discussions on critical economic issues through impactful conferences and events. These platforms bring industry leaders together to share narratives that drive innovation and spark meaningful dialogues. Our events galvanize connections, bridging the gap between inspiration and achievement. For businesses seeking visibility, our strong digital presence offers unparalleled opportunities, with millions of followers across social media and a dynamic website attracting visitors from within and outside Nigeria. BusinessDay is the ideal platform to boost visibility for your products and services. If you're looking for in-depth analysis and expert opinions on Nigeria and Africa's business landscape, BusinessDay is your guide.
For 25 years, BusinessDay has delivered credible journalism, intelligent analysis, and decision-shaping insights to Nigeria and Africa's business community. Introducing Africa's first AI-integrated website, enhanced with powerful new capabilities. At the heart of the new platform is the AI-enabled chatbot, built to help you navigate stories faster, ask questions, get summaries, and access deeper context instantly. Text-to-speech functionality, allowing you to listen to articles on the go.
The Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, has recorded an 11.8% growth in air traffic.
Whether you're commuting, driving, or multitasking, Business Day now moves with you. And with our new language translation feature, our journalism becomes even more accessible. You can select your preferred language, thereby expanding reach across diverse audiences in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. This innovation reinforces our commitment to being not just a news platform, but also a smart, accessible, and future-ready business intelligence hub. As we celebrate 25 years of impact, we step confidently into the future, powered by technology, driven by credibility, and focused on you. Visit the new Business Day website today and experience the future of news. For 25 years, Business Day has delivered credible journalism, intelligent analysis, and decision-shaping insights to Nigeria and Africa's business community. Introducing Africa's first AI-integrated website, enhanced with powerful new capabilities. At the heart of the new platform is the AI-enabled chatbot, built to help you navigate stories faster, ask questions, get summaries, and access.
If it's sparking conversations, then we're bringing it to your seats. Welcome to the social listening segment here on the Business Day Breakfast Show, where we bring to you the stories, debates, and movements generating conversations across social media. My name is Elizabeth Musa, and now let's get into what is making waves online. For the very first conversation today, the dire flooding situation has knocked out power transformers in Lagos State, leaving thousands in the dark. The floodwater swept through several communities following hours of heavy rainfall, submerging homes and roads, disrupting movement, and knocking out electricity in parts of the city. After critical transmission facilities were also affected by this. We'll check out a look at this video and see just the situation of things right now. A lot is happening right now in Lagos State with the rains. People are almost swimming to work, and the rain it's not showing any signs of stopping soon, right? There are flooded areas. Now we're also seeing canoes on the road. We're seeing unfortunately, people are affected in so many ways. Some people had to, dry out their mattresses. Unfortunately, it's still raining, so then you can't even dry out the mattresses. So appliances are affected, cars affected. A lot is going on. Now, we also saw that in a public notice, Ikeja Electric said that severe flooding at the station affected 2 power transformers and several 33 kV feeders. The affected feeders include Oro injection substations 1 and 2, 7 Ledlak, Bariga, Araromi, Oro, Pedro, Alakpere, Araba, Hospital, and Bagada, and so much more. The electricity distribution company said it was working with the transmission company of Nigeria to restore supply as soon as the damaged facilities were returned to service. Let's get some reactions from netizens and see how they are reacting to this conversation online. That's a comment from Adewale. He said it is almost as if the Lagos government accepted that there is absolutely nothing they can do about the flooding in Lagos. The commissioner is quick to call out flash flooding because the flood water recedes after the rains, but nothing is being done to consistently manage its occurrence. That's one comment from Adewale. Let's see if we can take more reactions from netizens. The Meiji says, see how dirty and stinky the entire area is. If they call them out for environmental now, they will start shouting. Just take a look. Very dirty habitats. That's a comment from the Meiji. Oluwatayo Femfem says, and outside Lagos, are you able to quantify how much properties are being lost, especially in places like Ogun, Abia, Anambra, Osun, etc.? Now, those are some of the comments from netizens online. it's not just, it's how dirty the water is. So we're seeing flooding in some part of the world. I mean, Houston, Texas, also complaining of flooding and all of that stuff. Flooding is bad enough, but it's how dirty, our waters are with the sewage, their dirt, because of the poor waste management system. It's just a very terrible situation right now. And the video you can see on your screen is putting it mildly. It's way worse than that. This is one of the best out there, if you're being honest. Now imagine people having to swim through this to work, to go about their daily businesses, wade through this water. It's terrible. But we move on now, and hopefully the government does something lasting to this situation and not just leaves it to fester. Hopefully, we hope that something is done. But we'll take a look at another conversation making the rounds on social media today. The presidential candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, Peter Obi, has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to make public the academic certificates and credentials submitted by all candidates seeking elective offices. While reflecting on the questions contained in the INEC nomination form, he completed one, which was whether a candidate has ever been adjudged a lunatic or declared to be of unsound mind. He said that the question prompted him to reflect on whether Nigeria's political leaders are demonstrating the qualities of sound-minded leadership. He also referenced another question on the nomination form asking whether a candidate had ever presented a forged certificate to INEC, arguing that the Electoral Commission should publish the academic qualifications submitted by all contestants in the interest of openness and accountability. Now, the comments quickly sparked debate online, so we'll see a little bit of those reactions on social media right now and see how Nigerians are reacting to the conversation. Foundational Nigeria says, as if Tinubu even has genuine certificate, they play. Everything has been one forgery allegation after another. Do you expect progress from someone who allegedly stole the people's mandate? That's one comment from Foundational Nigeria. Dom_9N5 says, when Peter Obi becomes president, some politicians will never have a chance to contest elections. Let's see if we have more tweets. Arabapura says, supported. We can't be chasing students who forge results while the leaders are the real culprits. So certainly a very good step in the right direction for that conversation. But that's where we will leave it today on social listening. We can take more stories, but that's where we'll leave it today. It's been such a great show so far, so good. And thank you so much for joining us. Also, shout out to our producer who happens to be sharing our last day with us today, Amanda. Well done. And that's where we'll leave the show this morning. My name is Elizabeth Musa. Thank you so much for watching.
I am, of course, a great admirer of the impeccable credibility, professionalism, and business savviness of BusinessDay. If you really mean business in Nigeria, start your day with BusinessDay.
BusinessDay is West Africa's leading provider of business intelligence and information, delivering premium content across diversified media platforms, including online, mobile, and print. Since its inception in 2001 with a weekly newspaper production, BusinessDay has expanded its reach to provide exclusive content accessible through print, mobile, and online channels. At BusinessDay, our mission is clear: to be the foremost provider of business and financial content, empowering readers to make informed decisions in Nigeria and Africa. Since our establishment, we have been committed to delivering insightful, relevant, and accurate information about Nigeria's business and finance environment while contextualizing the impact of global events. We monitor the stock market, analyze the companies driving it, and report on government policies and their economic implications. From decoding market trends to dissecting economic shifts, we offer actionable investment ideas and serve as a compass for decision makers navigating complexity. Beyond headlines, Business Day fosters discussions on critical economic issues through impactful conferences and events. These platforms bring industry leaders together to share narratives that drive innovation and spark meaningful dialogues. Our events galvanize connections, bridging the gap between inspiration and achievement. For businesses seeking visibility, our strong digital presence offers unparalleled opportunities, with millions of followers across social media and a dynamic website attracting visitors from within and outside Nigeria. Business Day is the ideal platform to boost visibility for your products and services. If you're looking for in-depth analysis and expert opinions on Nigeria and Africa's business landscape, Business Day is your guide.
For 25 years, Business Day has delivered credible journalism, intelligent analysis, and decision-shaping insights to Nigeria and Africa's business community. Introducing Africa's first AI-integrated website, enhanced with powerful new capabilities. At the heart of the new platform is the AI-enabled chatbot, built to help you navigate stories faster, ask questions, get summaries, and access deeper context instantly. Text-to-speech functionality, allowing you to listen to articles on the go.
The Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, has recorded an 11.8% growth in air traffic.
Whether you're commuting, driving, or multitasking, Business Day now moves with you. And with our new language translation feature, our journalism becomes even more accessible. You can select your preferred language, thereby expanding reach across diverse audiences in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. This innovation reinforces our commitment to being not just a news platform, but also a smart, accessible, and future-ready business intelligence hub. As we celebrate 25 years of impact, we step confidently into the future, powered by technology, driven by credibility, and focused on you. Visit the new Business Day website today and experience the future of news.
As Nigeria stands at a critical turning point, we move beyond the conversation of mere survival. This year, Business Day presents the 2026 edition of the CEO Forum, themed From Stability to Shared Prosperity. Join the nation's most influential CEOs, policymakers, and business leaders with keynote insights from Taiwo Oyedele, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, and the Central Bank Governor, Olayemi Kadoso, alongside a powerful lineup of voices shaping Nigeria's economic future. Happening on the 16th of July 2026 here in Lagos. For more information, call Uchenna on 0809 645 3535 or Shegun on 0812 024 3167 or Daniel on 0802 756 4653. This is not just a conference. It's where conversations become decisions that shape the future of business. As Nigeria stands at a critical turning point, we move beyond the conversation of mere survival. This year, Business Day presents the 2026 edition of the CEO Forum, themed From Stability to Shared Prosperity. Join the nation's most influential CEOs, policymakers, and business leaders with keynote insights from Taiwo Oyedele, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, and the Central Bank Governor, Laimi Kadoso, alongside a powerful lineup of voices shaping Nigeria's economic future. Happening on the 16th of July 2026 here in Lagos. For more information, call Uchenna on 0809 645 3535 or Shego on 0812 024 3167 or Daniel on 0802 756 4653. This is not just a conference. It's where conversations become decisions that shape the future of business.
Hello and welcome to the anniversary edition of the Business Day television show. Today is our anniversary. We're celebrating 25 years of Business Day's existence, and I'm just excited to be a part of this lovely team and organization. And I've got in the studio with me some journalists, some of our staff here at Business Day who have also been a part of the story at Business Day here. I've got Mr. Zebulon Agomo. He is the Sunday editor here at Business Day. I've also got Mr. Chuka Roko, who also is our assistant editor here at Business Day. It's so great to have this very lovely gentleman with us in the studio today as we celebrate 25 years of impactful journalism. And what a time. I mean, 16 years and 21 years. That's a lot. 21 years out of 25 years. That's just literally 4 years after you joined in. How's the journey been so far, Mr. Chuka?
Thank you so much for even having us here. The journey has really been, I can call it salad. Salad is in the sense that it has been crunchy, it has been very sweet, bitter, it has been very sweet. So it's been a combination of maybe say ups and downs. But the beauty is that we are at the moment, at a glorious moment. It's a glorious moment. So when I look back to when we started or when I joined, the company was really having good times then. But you know, like any other establishment, once in a while you have your ups and downs.
Yes.
All responding to the condition, the economic condition in the country. So, but I think one thing that excites me about business is that at the time we come to the brink, but we never implode. So, and I attribute that to the maybe management skill, management sagacity of the ownership. He had been a never say die man all the while that I've known him, especially since I joined Business Day. Even when the ship seems to be capsizing, they will still see him trudging on and believing that tomorrow will be better. That has been the main sustaining factor for survival of the country and the company up to this moment.
And in between your 21 years, where you started your first year and now, what's one thing that you would say has changed or maybe improved from where you used to see Business Day and where we are now?
When I joined, Business Day was a monoproduct company.
Right.
It was just a newspaper house. And over the years, even yourself, you can attest to, even where we are, it's a major testimony to the fact that the company has grown over the years. Today, we have a conference unit, we have some other units also joined the company. And together, everybody have been doing his best to promote the company and lead to its growth.
Right. We have the conference team. We also have Business Day television now. Right. Quite an expansion, and especially when I go out, people ask me questions like, Business Day is not a newspaper, and I say, oh no, we're not just newspaper, we have conferences, we have television, we have this. So truly it has expanded in the 25 years. Mr. Agomo, talk to us about your 16 years here at Business Day.
Yeah, thank you. It has been a very wonderful experience, like my colleague has said.
beyond.
And what do you see for the next 25 years for Business Day? Where do you see this organization?
This organization, as I can tell you, we have a roadmap beyond up to 2050. And it will interest our listeners to know that Business Day is embarking on a huge project of building our international media center at Akea Deshola. So we are embarking on that not just to provide an office for the Business Day, just to make the business a business, so that others can train other people. People will come there and do all manner of business related to media. So it's going to be a very big business and bigger business in the next 25 years. Already we have gone beyond the newspaper that is the starting point. And as you have mentioned, we have diversified. We are the only paper that is going on subscription model in the country. So Business Day has every reason, every cause to celebrate today. And I say congratulations to all my colleagues. I say a big congratulations to the visionary who is the publisher, Mr. Frank Aiboga, and everybody in the house. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Mr. Roko, any final words as we look forward to the next 25 years?
Well, just as my colleague has said, the vision is large and maybe very quite clear to all of us who are here. Because if anybody doesn't believe in a vision, he has no business being here. And we see the next 25 years, though some of us may not be there at the end of the day, but we have hope that those who will be there will actually enjoy the business very well. And it is our hope, sincere hope, that the vision of the visionary is not going to dwell somewhere along the line. So we are praying God that it sustains this vision, sustain the people who are working here and those who will join. I believe that even our children will also come and meet this business and help in its further growth. So I'm very, very optimistic. We are going to be larger, bigger than what we are today, and better. And we'll also praying God that it will bring the enablement, give us the power, the capability, whatever we need, all that we need actually to make this happen.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for being a part of Legacy. We're looking forward to the next 25 years of legacy and impactful journalism. This is Business Day at 25. My name is Elizabeth Musa. Thank you for watching. Good day to you, our lovely viewers. We're still celebrating Business Day at 25. Business Day, impactful journalism at 25 years old. My name is Elizabeth Musa, and it's really exciting speaking to some of the bright minds and some of the wonderful people who make the dream come alive. 20 years. We've spoken to someone who has been here for 21 years, and now I've got very lovely, gentle ladies, if you permit me to say gentle ladies, in the studio here with me today. Priska Onyemaelu, the Deputy Advert Manager. She's been here for 20 years. We also have Grace Okonkwo Ajagu. She's Deputy Advert Manager. She's also been here for 20 years. And they're looking lovely in their black outfits, because today is all about black excellence and celebrating the beauty of Business Day. As you can see, it's red and black, and they're here in their black, looking lovely in black. But let's talk about your 20 years journey. Firstly, to be in a place and you've stayed for 20 years, there's got to be something that's kept you going. So talk to us about this, your 20-year journey, and what has kept you going so far.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, it's not been easy, but what keeps me going is the passion. So I advise younger ones, if you want to be in advertising, you must have a passion for the job. So like when I started after my youth service, it was just fun. I didn't do it as if I was working. Just enter, can meet people, come back with money. So it was fun till the target set in and we were managing it. Pressure, both traffic, everything on the road. I will manage it, and it's fun all the way. So thank you.
All right, Grace, how about you? How's your 20-year experience been working here at Business Day? What has kept you going so far?
Thank you, Elizabeth. So coming to business after my youth service, from the onset, I said to my mother that I wanted a job that I go out to meet people. Now, I don't want a job I sit in the office. That was my first dream. So when Business Day come in and this marketing job, and I said, this is what I want. I want to go out there every day, have new experiences, meet people, interact, get to move out of my quiet zone, out of my comfort zone, and do new things. Because every day on the road brings in fresh experiences, both difficult ones, both beautiful ones. So it's been a journey of beauty and all that, but it's been quite exciting. It's been quite fulfilling for me.
Certainly. And what would you say has Business Day was like in your first year and now 20 years? What would you say has changed? What would you say has improved? Talk to us about that.
Thank you. Initially, when we started, this year we've gone digital. Then it was not as digital as it is now. There were days we used to go to client's office waiting for adverts to be put in CD. I don't know whether you know CD.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
We see us, we report, I'm going to get CD. But later, maybe like 10 years, we started, they will send the advert. Then it was, even to collect check, we'll go there and wait. You see other media houses waiting for check to pick up their check. Now that they now said no more, we are going cashless. So just stay. Has it dropped? You go to account, has your money dropped? Stuffs like that. Thank you.
Right.
Yes, she said it. Those days it was quite hectic. I remember days we'd be on traffic for hours. There was a particular day, I don't forget it. I was going to Papa with, we used pool cars then with two of my colleagues, and we are stuck on that bridge from morning till like 3 p.m. We're now looking for how to just turn and come back home, back to the office. There was another case where everybody off their engine at this Aferi 1, now Kingsway. Everybody off their engine, and the people were coming out, walking. We were there till like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So then, like now that everything is digital, it was kind of tedious. But we did that fresh and young blood. It was also exciting because we sit in the pool car, we gist, we laugh, and there was minimal robbery attack. Unlike now that when you sit in traffic and it gets to 6 p.m., you start fidgeting because you don't know what will happen next. So then there wasn't this fear of somebody breaking your into the car and asking for your bag, your phone, your everything. So now that we use digital, it's much easier. Because I used to tell somebody that sometimes the deal I see on my phone is more than the deal I see when I go to people's offices to sit down and start discussing. Once you have been able to break in and have that relationship, it's now easier to maintain it, service it, because WhatsApp is there, phone call is there, email is there. So it has helped a lot and improved the job we do.
Also, Business Day has even tried. When I was telling you that time, we used to be 2 or 3 in a car, in a pool car. So there was one manager that just came in and introduced one person to one car.
Okay.
Don't think he was doing you a favor. With that, there's no excuse. I can't do my work because this person is doing the work. So with that, it was so effective. You'll be in Ikeja, they will call you, go to VI and pick something. You'll be there and you'll come back to the office to have meetings. So Business Day has really tried. Now that each person has a car to do the job, is better. That's one person doing the job of 3 people. And you can see us running from accounts. There's nothing we don't do. It's not just adverts we write. Then we used to write our special projects. We do it ourselves. We go to accounts for reconciliation. We go to press to make sure your adverts
comes out well.
2 or 3 days ago, I called up one of the press people by 1:30 a.m. and he answered me. So we do all of the work. So 20 years is not really fun.
A whole lot of experience.
A whole lot.
But what have you learned in Business Day? I imagine that in this past 20 years, you have a wealth of experience. Just, you want to pass it on to me, some of the things you've learned today. Do you want to share with us? Who's going first?
I can go.
You can go.
Okay, so one thing I have learned here is to be consistent.
Okay.
to be strong. If you're not strong, it won't be a business day. Because we have worked with series of bosses. We have the boss, we have the calm one. So here I have learned to be strong, to be consistent, and to learn to do new things every day because it's challenging. We have an very intelligent publisher that drives to make so we need new things, and we have our idea, and everybody here that have passed through that table, they sit you up, they make you to be on your toes. So without breaking it. So I've learned to be strong, stronger than I used to be when I came here. And for the new ones that are coming in, I have to learn to be versatile. It won't just be stereotype. You broaden your horizon, widen, learn, and open your mind to learn, unlearn, and relearn as you continue to grow in the business.
Thank you so much for that.
So it's not a coincidence that the publisher came from somewhere. He passed through all the stages before he became a publisher. The ED, same. She worked in various departments before she became the ED. So all of us, we have passed through all of this. So I can beat my chest and tell you that each of us can open and own a media house.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is that where you want to leave it? Okay, so looking forward to the next 25 years, what do you see? Where do you see Business Day in the next 25 years?
I see a business day of younger ones. I see a business day of going digital. I see a business day of, tripling all the things we have done successfully. I see a business day of meeting targets seamlessly. I see a business of being accepted in the country by all the clients. Every decision maker already know Business Day. So it's a business day of tripling of whatever we have achieved.
Absolutely.
Okay, so in the next 25 years, Business Day have already done great. And I know that we are going to be there. Like somebody saying that in that year, we continue to be meritorious journalism. Business Day is a go-to paper that people need to go through for business information, ideas. And I know that the younger ones that are coming, being that we are going digital, they will leverage what we have built over the years to expand. We get to a time that print will no longer be that relevant. Digital will be multiplying. The revenue will be increasing, and definitely all the set targets will be met. And that's where I see Business Day going. Even though that people like me, of course, would have retired by then, the next 25 years. But I'll look back by God's grace. But I'll look back and say, I was here back in the days. We built this. And I wish Business Day success all the way.
Thank you very much, Grace and Priska, for your time in the studio with us today. Thank you for the legacy that you've been a part of for the past 20 years. Looking forward to what's ahead. And thank you so much for taking out your time from your busy schedules, because I know you have very busy schedules. You have to meet those targets and bring in money. We thank you so much for making time for us this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And congratulations to Business Day once again at 25. We're looking forward to the next 25 years and so much more ahead. Congratulations to every single one of us.
Bon anniversary.
I am, of course, a great admirer of the impeccable credibility, professionalism, and business savviness of Business Day. If you really mean business in Nigeria, start your day with Business Day.
Business Day is West Africa's leading provider of business intelligence and information, delivering premium content across diversified media platforms, including online, mobile, and print. Since its inception in 2001 with a weekly newspaper production, Business Day has expanded its reach to provide exclusive content accessible through print, mobile, and online channels. At Business Day, our mission is clear: to be the foremost provider of business and financial content, empowering readers to make informed decisions in Nigeria and Africa. Since our establishment, we have been committed to delivering insightful, relevant, and accurate information about Nigeria's business and finance environment while contextualizing the impact of global events. We monitor the stock market, analyze the companies driving it, and report on government policies and their economic implications. From decoding market trends to dissecting economic shifts, we offer actionable investment ideas and serve as a compass for decision makers navigating complexity. Beyond headlines, Business Day fosters discussions on critical economic issues through impactful conferences and events. These platforms bring industry leaders together to share narratives that drive innovation and spark meaningful dialogues. Our events galvanize connections, bridging the gap between inspiration and achievement. For businesses seeking visibility, our strong digital presence offers unparalleled opportunities, with millions of followers across social media and a dynamic website attracting visitors from within and outside Nigeria. Business Day is the ideal platform to boost visibility for your products and services. If you're looking for in-depth analysis and expert opinions on Nigeria and Africa's business landscape, Business Day is your guide.
This is Business Week, a weekly program brought to you by Business Day Television.
And we're live from Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, bringing you the latest insight into the stories that matter for business and the economy. I am Deborah Eze.
Onyeka Valentine.
I am Destiny Momo.
My name is Elizabeth Musa.
When you think of business, think no more, think Business Day.
I know that Business Day Television will go places. It is the next big thing that will happen to the Nigerian media sector without a shred of doubt.
For 25 years, Business Day has delivered credible journalism, intelligent analysis, and decision-shaping insights to Nigeria and Africa's business community. Introducing Africa's first AI-integrated website, enhanced with powerful new capabilities. At the heart of the new platform is the AI-enabled chatbot, built to help you navigate stories faster, ask questions, get summaries, and access deeper context instantly. Text-to-speech functionality, allowing you to listen to articles on the go.
The Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, has recorded an 11.8% growth in air traffic.
Whether you're commuting, driving, or multitasking, Business Day now moves with you. And with our new language translation feature, our journalism becomes even more accessible. You can select your preferred language, thereby expanding reach across diverse audiences in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond. This innovation reinforces our commitment to being not just a news platform, but also a smart, accessible, and future-ready business intelligence hub. As we celebrate 25 years of impact, we step confidently into the future, powered by technology, driven by credibility, and focused on you. Visit the new Business Day website today and experience the future of news.